What is up, everyone? My name is Colin Humphrey, aka Red Baron Drums, and today I have my brand new HHG snare drum with me, doing a little review for it. First off the bat, I mean, shout out to Sam at HHG for just being an absolute, master at his craft. I've been following him on Instagram for a few years now, always doing my window shopping, and he's just turned out piece of art after piece of art. I mean, this dude is on it, and I know there's a lot of noise on Instagram, a lot of boutique drum shops to go through, but for some reason HHG just stood out to me. They're close to the Pittsburgh area where I'm from, so I knew that I was going to be able to go out and get my hands on the whatever snare I chose before actually making a purchase. But either way, I mean, this is just a piece of artwork in every sense. The craftsmanship's there. We got the brass hardware. I'll go through the specs real quick. It's a 14x8 contoured shell stave made of Aromatic Cedar. All brass hardware with the HHG lugs, the single point lugs. Evans top and bottom with the HHG tag on the head itself. Nice little plate here on the front, HHG plate. The contour really sets it apart. I mean, you just really don't see too many contour shells out there. Here and there, yeah, but it's just such a nice touch. You'd have to really dig deep to try and find, what kind of how the sound changes. I'm sure it changes it a little bit, but you're getting into stuff that's barely, manageable with the human ear. The throw is quality craftsmanship. Inday is the brand of the throw. It's just so well put together. Nothing's rattly or loose, or sometimes you get some of those factory drums. They come back and there's I don't know, just this or that. Anything could go wrong with factory drums. Just talking about the sound off the bat, no tuning involved. Just boom, out of the box, ready to go. I know, and I know Sam, probably touched this up beforehand, but that's what you get when you buy a boutique drum or a custom drum like that. You get that interaction, that experience, knowing that this person put 100% effort into this drum for you. That quality product. You can unbox any other big brand. You don't know what you're getting out of that box, and if you don't like what you're getting out of that box, you might end up on a phone for 3 hours on hold, with a customer service rep or something like that. But just the ability to text Sam that, hey man, I got a problem with this, or hey man, what can I do for my next snare? It's so awesome just to get that human interaction, be able to ask questions, see what his process is like, and even work together going forward on it. Yeah, so recording this thing out of the box, I just got my new recording setup going here, top and bottoms on this guy. It's so easy to just get a great sound out of it. I'm no mixing and mastering genius by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, we all throw on our little reverbs, our little compressions, stuff like that. But it is just so easy to get an amazing sound out of this drum at any level. The clips you just heard, so full and rich on the bottom half when you're playing traditional or jazz. You get that real deep, full-bodied sound, which I was missing before. On that rock set, high up, a lot of really tough rim shots and backbeats there on the funk track. It stands up. I mean, you still get that beautiful tone. You get that nice ping off the top when you hit a nice rim shot, but you still get that beautiful underlying tone that this drum has. And a lot of that goes into the materials. Before, I was playing a Chad Smith Signature Series that was 14 by 5.5, and I love that snare, don't get me wrong, but it just didn't give me the range that I wanted and the feel that I wanted. Because right now, I mean, the shift is towards that fat, that fat, like old school snare. So I kind of wanted something that would give me that, and this HHG just gives you everything that you need, from the low end all the way up to that crack in the top end. And I haven't even started to tune this up a little bit. I'm still at a very, like mid to low tuning, just something that's general enough for me to be able to play those highs and lows in one set. What else? Other than that, I mean, you just really can't complain whatsoever about the quality of the build. Again, I just keep on coming back to it because it just feels so well put together. The brass is such a nice touch. You get a lot of matte, a lot of chrome, stuff like that. But the brushed brass, the oil brushed brass, is such a nice touch, especially with the natural to black burst burst shell here. So nice. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. There's not much bad you can say about it at all. I mean, the only thing, but this happens with any drum. When you're in a mid to low tuning, sometimes you'll get, your these two lugs here where you're hitting your backbeats. You'll have to crank those up every couple takes. But that's any drum you get, and it's just something us drummers got to deal with. Honestly, I couldn't, be more excited about this drum and more happy with the product itself. So shout out to Sam at HHG. I highly recommend working with Sam for anyone who is looking for a snare drum, a full kit, anything like that. He's super knowledgeable, super nice, just informative, and willing to work together with someone and answer those questions that you may have. I got to tour his shop, and let me tell you, top to bottom, I was so impressed with the amount of tools he has in there, the amount of machinery. It's really second to none, and I mean second to none. That no matter how much money and capital a big company can pour into to machinery and whatnot, it still doesn't hold up if the craftsmanship's not there and the time taken isn't there and the knowledge isn't there. So between the time and effort and the actual physical equipment and machinery that Sam has, he's able to do so much cool stuff, from the actual builds to the customization. And you really just don't get that anywhere else. It's truly a unique experience to go see where your drum was built, pick it up, be able to test it in shop, and see the other products. So thank you again to Sam for this amazing experience, and I hope each and every one of you consider HHG for your next snare drum purchase or drum kit purchase in general. So one last thing I wanted to talk about was the tone control dampening system in the HHG snares. This was something that set them apart again, including everything I mentioned before. It just comes standard. there's a small knob right here, and you'll see it raises and lowers a dampening pad inside of the snare drum, so you can add and subtract dampening, in the middle of a set or in a recording session, or just, if you're sitting around tuning your drum. It's something that comes standard on the drums for the most part, which would be, an extra custom build sort of thing on any other, boutique drum. Sure, you get a few, factory builds that have these, built in, but if that's not the model you want, you're kind of stuck. Like, oh, I want this model, but I want the dampening system. You don't really get to have it both ways. But with this, I love the fact that it comes with the dampening system because I want it. I'm a big dampening guy. I'm not a huge overtone, lover. So I've always had some sort of wallet, or I recently bought a Snare weight. That's a really good product. But the fact that Sam has these in his drums is really, super pleasing to me, and something that really drew me to the company and drew me to wanting to own an HHG drum and thinking of it as a tool that's going to be super useful to me, as opposed to just, oh, I'm bored, I want to get another snare drum. I knew this was going to be something that was going to be useful on multiple tracks, get me the sound I wanted specifically, and is just, again, a beautiful piece of work. Hope this review was informative. You can check out more of HHG Drums at hhgdrums.com or on Instagram at HHG Drums. Again, I could not be more excited, happy, and proud of this instrument, and to own it, to play it, to be a part of the process. It was amazing experience from beginning to end. So thank you to Sam again, and go check him out. Let me know what you think. Thanks.